Peace and power, family. DRA Wise, energy reader and spiritual healing coach here. And we have to get into this full moon in Aries energy. The full moon in Aries is an energy that is very bold, fiery, intense, and climatic. And this is all about our passion and what it is we're here to do. It's our Mars energy. And with the full moon, this means we need to look at what it is we need to release in order to withhold more of our fire, our passion, our creativity. Let's get into it right now. The first thing we're going to look at is what repetitive themes. Okay, we got two cards coming out. Wow. First card came up of what we need to release in this Aries full moon. It says, each breath confirms how awake I already am. Our spirit teams are asking us right now with this full moon in Aries to really release and let go anything that is stopping us from being the fully realized version of ourselves, right? Stop the beliefs, the narratives, the procrastination, the habits that are stopping you from embodying the fullness of who you were called to be, right? And you know what those things are, the thoughts, the actions, the emotions, the conversations. There are certain things that you've been doing that are just not in alignment with where your internal fire, that creativity, that love. We know that love is also a flame or a fire. And so your spirit team is really coming through and asking, what is it that you love? What is it that you're passionate about? What is that burning desire that is inside of you? And what's standing in the way of fully embodying that and experiencing that in this physical realm? And so what this Aries full moon is asking us right now is to really breathe into the fullness of who we are, right? This card says, each breath confirms how awake I really am. So in any given moment, when you're not embodying the highest frequency, when you're not aligned with that internal fire and desire, breathe. Because here's the thing. When we are not pursuing our passions and our internal fire and our desire, we end up being more destructive. Think about it this way. Fire is creative in that it can be used to make a meal, but also at the same time, fire is destructive and it will burn things down. Right now, our spirit team is saying, you don't got to burn everything down in order to get to your goals, your dreams, your desires. You have to only release the things, burn away the things that are no longer serving you. That brings me to a very easy ritual that you can do. Get a sheet of paper. After you spend time in meditation and reflection, thinking about the things that are standing in the way of your greatest embodiment and you being the light being, the fire being that you were born to be, once you reflect on that and you determine what are the things standing in the way, I want you to take some deep breaths and write those things down on a sheet of paper. Just releasing them from yourself. Write those things on a sheet of paper. And for this full moon, being that it is an Aries, fire, Martian full moon, I want you to burn it. Burn it either in a cauldron, burn it in a pot if that's all you have, burn it in a safe environment, but simply releasing this energy through fire. Anything that is stopping the full realization and embodiment of yourself, of your passion, of your light, of your inner sun, you are going to burn it away today. The next card that came out says receiving elation, right? And I know you can't see the words. That's okay. Trust me. I am born of infinite joy. What I see and what I feel energetically with this card for this Aries full moon is as if we have this. Here's how I see it. Think about when you're celebrating like Juneteenth or 4th of July, whatever you celebrate, or the New Year, whenever we're using fireworks and things like that. What I see is a sparkler. Think about you as the sparkler, right? We know when we look at that sparkler, it starts off like an incense, right? Or like a stick, and you light it up and it just starts sparking like a beautiful star. This is what you are. And I see this, this fire, this spark, it actually radiates in our hearts. That's where the spark is actually happening. And so this Aries full moon is inviting us to release anything that is dimming that spark. Release anything that is dimming that light, any belief, any actions, any relationships, any conversations, anything that is dimming that spark being connected to your infinite joy. This full moon is inviting you to get rid of it, to let it go, because we want that spark to remain lit. So anything that is surrounding you or suffocating you, your spirit team is asking you to let it go. I think that also goes hand in hand with why you're being asked to breathe, right? Because we know breath, oxygen, air adds to fire, right? Fire needs oxygen to survive, right? I saw this thing the other day that says before people go into a cave, they would light a torch and they would put it into the cave. And they'll start up high and then they'll bring it down. And as they bring it down, if that fire goes out, that says that there's carbon monoxide or something in there, some form of carbon in there that will wipe out the fire. And so Spirit is saying you need to be like the people that venture into caves, and you need to investigate. You need to be looking around, investigating your life and saying, what are the things that are suffocating my flame, suffocating my fire? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs? What are the people? What are habits that take me out of my genius, out of my superpowers, out of my goodness? And whatever those things are, it is your responsibility to get rid of them, to move them, to shift them, right? To no longer be available for anything that is dimming your joy, your spark, your light. Anytime I think about this time of year, the fall season, I think about the goddess. So we're going to use, the Isis Oracle. Let's see what the Isis Oracle has to say about this Aries full moon. First card that comes out is initiation. Initiation. This Aries full moon is really initiating us into a greater embodiment of our own superpowers. You know, Mars is that fire energy, it's that go-getter energy, it's that make it happen energy, right? And so our spirit team in this moon is really coming through to say, listen, yes, you'll be tried by fire. You'll be going through spiritual testing, but that's a part of the embodiment. That's a part of the growth. When we go through spiritual testing, God, the divine, reveals to us things that we need to let go of, things that are no longer in alignment. And so this full moon is really inviting you to appreciate initiation, appreciate spiritual testing. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Release anything that is afraid of that growth and that expansion. There's always going to be a spiritual test when it's time to go to another level. And so you have to release the fear and the anxiety of that and create a safety net within yourself, within your nervous system to say, I'm going to be okay in expansion. I embrace expansion. I welcome expansion. I welcome initiation. And this says spiritual testing of Ra, right? Ra is the sun god, right? Ra is spiritual energy, right? Ra is that spiritual power. It's the sun god. It's that fire, right? And when we think of Aries, we think of that fire. This is creator. This is light. This is cosmic energy. So whatever spiritual test you may be feeling right now, it's all serving your highest good. It's all serving your greatest manifestation. So embrace it. But then the next card that came out, which is so good, it's the Temple of Carnelian, right? Which again speaks to entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. This is also fiery energy. Sekhmet is a fire goddess. She's a fighter goddess, right? She's ready to go to war. And so your spirit team and this full moon energy is also saying, Be mindful of how you channel your fierceness. Be mindful of how you channel your frustration, your anger, your passion, your tension, right? Don't burn the whole house down. Don't throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. There's something to gain in your experiences, right? But make sure that you manage this fire well. Analyze whatever you've outgrown. What are the things that are keeping you playing small? How can you add more fuel to your fire to expand and to grow and to move? It's time to let this full moon really cleanse us. And we're going to still do it through utilizing our breath. We're doing it through embracing the test and the fire and the initiation, but also fueling ourselves energetically, making sure that we have everything we need inside of us to pursue our passions. All right, let's get into this next deck. This is the Energy Oracle deck. What is this Aries Full Moon teaching us or guiding us or calling us to release right now? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God, for this wisdom, for this insight. Wow. Is there nothing for this card? This deck? Wow. Got it. Awesome. So we got fifth angel, Archangel Gabriel, fifth chakra. So we're talking about the throat chakra. And then we also got the angel of balance. The throat chakra with this energy right now is coming through to say, so many of you have a voice, meaning you have perspective, you have insight, you have a gift, you have a talent. This is the time for you to release anything that is stopping you from your creative expression. This is the time to really purge anything that is stopping you from embodying the greatest version of yourself, anything that is stopping you from living and dwelling as your most authentic self. It's time to let go of, right? There are downloads and channels and revelations that you are meant to share, that you are meant to give, but you've been afraid, right? There's been a lack of balance, which is why the angel of balance is coming through to say, you don't have to overshare. You don't have to give everything. You don't. But there are specific things that you are being asked to share, that you are being asked to reveal, because within those things is answers that will set someone else free, right? Your revelation, your insight, your clarity, your passion, your fire, right? Your Aries, your Mars, your nurturance, your healing, your wholeness, right? Is meant to be shared in due timing, in proper timing, in balance. So you're being asked to reflect on what is it that you need to let go of in order for you to feel safe to share, in order for you to feel safe to be. So many of you are releasing the fear of judgment, the fear of criticism, right? And your spirit team is really saying to you, whose judgment or criticism matters most? People and places outside of yourself, or the internal voice, right? The internal voice, you got two voices inside of you. You got the voice of God and the voice of the ego. And so Spirit is asking us to really lean into focusing our energy in the voice of God and allowing ourselves to be a transducer or a vessel for that sacred energy, right? And to express that divine truth in our own unique way. And voice is not just how you sound. Voice is your word choice. Voice is the energy that you are instilling and that you're putting out. Wow. Let's get into the last deck for this Aries super full moon energy. What do we need to embody? What do we need to release in our nature? What is nature? Okay, let's see. Wow. You are worth it. I'm going to show y'all that one. It's so beautiful. You are worth it. I'm going to have to get a, really? You're worth it. And it's no coincidence that my alarm is going off right now, right? Sound the alarm within yourself. You are worth the pursuit of your passion. You are worth the pursuit of your internal fire and your spiritual evolution and your spiritual growth. You are worth your pleasure. You are worth pursuing the things that you are meant to do. You are worth playing big. You're worth it. Wow. And then we got the lucky number 23 on this card. 23 has been coming up a lot recently. And so lean into that 23 energy, the 23 enigma. Spirit is saying, like, be your unique divine self. That's what this Aries energy is also about. It's about what is your expression. And there's also no coincidence that in this deck, what do we have here? Fire, candles. You're worth it. You are worth it. You're worth the challenge. You're worth the release. You're worth the growth. You're worth the expansion. This initiation and transformation is not to break you. This release, right, is to support you. The emotions that you've been feeling is to expand you and grow you in a deep and divine way. Last card, it says, show your support. Show your support. This is so essential too, because you have to be willing to put yourself in position to receive what it is you desire, to manifest the climax, the orgasm, the excitement, the passion in your life. You have to be willing to put yourself out there and show your support. So what does that look like? It looks like, one, getting out of the mentality that, oh, there's not enough to go around. Oh, I might as well not show my gifts, my skills, my talents, my fire. I might as well not show what I'm passionate about and what I like. I might as well just keep my stuff to myself, because there's already so many people doing the things that I want to do, or doing the things that I feel good about. There's already so many people doing it. So here's what you do instead. You start to support those people who are doing the things that you desire to do. Because what ends up happening is you're not sowing a seed into them, you're sowing a seed into yourself. Because you understand that there's something that they know, there's something that they have that you desire to embody. And so when you show your support, when you give, right, you are too receiving. And so this Aries full moon is like, release anything that is stopping you from showing your support and opening your hands. You have to open your hands in order to receive that which you desire, which means you got to be willing to give recognition, money, right? You might have to pay for something, right? You got to be willing to give energy, attention. You got to be willing to give in order for you to receive and fully embody your own fire, your own passion, your own creativity, right? That is the reading for this Aries super full moon happening on October 6th, happening on today. Do these things. Write down what it is you are releasing. Burn it. Let it go to the fire. Show your support. Embrace the spiritual initiation. Start to express yourself creatively. Peace and love, family.